but it's all good. So, welcome everybody to our Exploring Telepathy call for August 1st, 2026. Halfway through summer here in the great state of Michigan. We're here to explore telepathy and all the broader components that lead to telepathy, the foundational bit, which is us getting into tune with ourselves so we can open up telepathic and other spiritual, non physical connections. Mostly just to have fun, share experiences, be uplifting, match our vibrations, come up to the most we can allow into ourselves to enjoy the experience as much as possible. So nothing serious is going on here. So we'll just keep it light and have some fun. So I'll do our meditation in a second. Melissa's going to lead us through that so we can bring our vibration up to a little higher level and connect in a little bit more. And then one thing I want to chat about that I would just want to share some revelations, some stuff that's happened here in the last few weeks. It's come to a head and a close yesterday, which was fantastic. And then after we're done with our chat near the end of the call, we'll do our second meditation, which I will lead so we can go even deeper and see if we can really open up some telepathic connections with whoever's calling you, animal, spirit, mineral, and of course, non speakers, whatever you want to open up to, because it's all source. We're all one vibration with different expressions. So letting go of the individuality a little bit brings us back into the common frequency where we all are able to connect with each other. And I think that's probably all I got to say. You don't want to listen to me anymore. So, Melissa, are you ready to jump in and take us there?
I sure am. Hello, everybody. August 1st here today, on to a new month in the summer months here. It's a very weird day here in Michigan. Very humid and I don't know, it's a little smoky, I think, too, and gloomy. But we're all here together and we're going to bring ourselves together in this beautiful meditation. So just settle in wherever you feel cozy. There's no right or wrong way to do any of this. Just gonna say a little opening. Mother Earth, we thank you for holding us steady in your embrace. We thank the waters that flow through us and around us, bringing balance and renewal. We thank the animals who walk beside us and see us unseen, reminding us of deeper knowings. And we thank the hearts gathered here today, ready to open and connect in this beautiful space that we are here together. Close your eyes if you feel so inclined. And just begin to bring your awareness into your chest, into your heart. Just let your breath move in and out nice and gently. Each inhale just softens, and each exhale grounds you just a little bit more. This is the doorway into your heart space. I invite you to take a step through the doorway into your heart. And you find yourself, when you step through, you're near some water. Maybe it's a river or a stream, a big, beautiful lake or an ocean. Whatever comes and appears is meant for you. The water is alive. It's a beautiful reflection of your heart. Feel its grounding energy. Offer thanks to the water for being here with you and holding you. Just take a moment just to feel the rhythm of the water flowing, or maybe the ocean is crashing the water. It's steady movement. It's endless flow. Try to sync up your own breath just to match that feeling. Inhale with the rise and exhale with the fall. You are part of this beautiful current of water. Feel it flowing through you. Taking away anything that doesn't belong. Refreshing you. Now in the distance, open your heart to the animals that you hear. Call them in silently with gratitude. Let them arrive on their own time. Notice who comes forward to you. Maybe one animal, maybe two or three. Maybe it's an animal you already know. Maybe it's one in spirit coming to say hello. Maybe it's an animal that you see all the time. Or maybe it's a new one. Just offer thanks to whoever appears and let them guide you. As you stand there with the water and the animals, begin to feel Mother Earth beneath it all. Feel Mother Earth's steady presence, holding the riverbed or the shoreline, the ground beneath your feet. Offer thanks to her. Let your heart feel her love. Feel this warmth holding you with everyone surrounding you. And now let your awareness expand even further, feeling the group, feeling all of us gathered here today. Each person has a heart field, and begin to feel us all, our hearts opening. And offer thanks to all the hearts here opening silently from your chest. Just thank them for showing up today and being a part of this journey together as we are all one. Feel the love in the room with all our hearts synced together. Just stay here in this feeling, letting the water ground you and the animals guiding you, and Mother Earth holding you. Let your heart show you what is waiting, what you're remembering. Don't force it. Just notice what message comes. This is telepathy. This is connection. This is the remembering that lives within inside of you and has always been here. Take a nice breath in, anchoring the gratitude we have, anchoring the connection with all of us. Anchoring the truth of what you've seen. Just bask in that feeling for a moment. Feel the light within each of us connected and all the animals surrounding us, and the water and Mother Earth. And when you're ready, just let the water fade into the background. And the animals step back, but they're all still connected. And Mother Earth is steady beneath you. And offer thanks one last time to Mother Earth and the water and the animals, to the group, and to yourself for being here and showing up today. Now take a step back through the doorway of your heart. And return back here to your body, into the room, and to yourself. And carry this feeling within you, the gratitude. It doesn't leave. It's always here. It's always within you, within us. And bring this beautiful feeling forward into the call with us and into your weekend. And know it's always here. You can always come back to this place. We are vibing high together. I feel it. I feel the love with all of us. I have goosebumps and chills all over.
Very deep.
I think I'm
Absolutely.
still in the water. It
That
was
was
so
a nice one.
refreshing and renewing and just
You feel
so,
the flow.
yes, I really feel like I can feel all of us. I am like, it's very,
Yeah.
whew, beautiful.
That's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Letting go, letting the flow carry us. When you said the animals that are around you, you know the animal, my animal family are growing every day. And we have one we talked about last time, which we've affectionately named Gimpy the squirrel. And he came to us about a month ago. As he came to me at first, and his back left leg was just kind of hanging there, like it was just three paws. And yet he somehow connected with me, and I connected with him. And so I began feeding him some special nuts, some pecans and walnuts, which I wouldn't give to any other squirrel. And he seemed to appreciate it. He'd sit there and we'd meditate for a moment. And he's been back, I don't know how many times, but in each time he's getting a little better. Like that leg was clearly sprained or some such thing. But a few weeks ago, we actually saw him in a tree. His leg was hanging down there, and he was just kind of looking at the camera. And right before this call, 10 minutes before I came upstairs, I was about to leave the kitchen, and he showed up at the back door. And so I opened the door, tossed him a few nuts, and we just communed there a few feet from each other. And I can just feel his energy relax. And I didn't know it was even him because I can always tell because that leg, is weak. But he's so strong now that he was almost unnoticeable until he started hopping away, and then you can see he's kind of dragging it behind. So it's what a powerful feeling to have that connection just naturally unfold where he's helping me to ground in the moment and connect, and I'm probably helping him by just creating an energy field for healing just through presence. And that's what co-creation is to me. Like you know that's everything. So that was part of what I got. And I also got then yesterday morning I was up really early and I went outside, and the moon was almost full. It was clear sky, and I was just sitting there. I could slightly hear the freeway. It was quite a ways away, but just that kind of shh sound in the background. And as the moon is very very slowly moving through the sky, but if you look away and then come back to it, you can see its movement. And I guess got this feeling suddenly of being on this enormous spaceship sort of slowly rotating, but there's an immense amount of energy underneath our feet, hurtling through space like a rocket, and yet solid and present and grounded in that moment. There's an immensity that's kind of hard to describe that I felt, and that came back to me also in this meditation. That was my experience. Let's see who else. Chrissy, you got your hand up. What was your experience in the meditation today?
So in my experience, my cat actually came to me, and I saw like pretty much what Melissa was describing with the water and that kind of thing. It was very beautiful. But I did actually have a question for Melissa, if that's okay, regarding my cat. Um, so we actually are having construction done in our house, and we think that our cat climbed in the wall and then they sealed the wall off. So I wanted to see if Melissa could pick up whether or not she is still in the wall, if she is in the wall, and if she is still alive. Um, just because we're kind of lost right now, not sure what to do.
Melissa, if you want to briefly answer to that, and then if you need a private session, Chrissy, I would suggest you set that up because
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go into that type of detail right here on this call.
yeah, okay. So if you guys want to connect privately, and Chrissy, do you know how to get a hold of Melissa?
Yeah, so just message you on Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay, thank
yeah, that
you.
that'd be best because obviously we want to support you, but this might not be the best place to do that. So we're all sending you love and
That's
hugs, and know
okay.
that it'll work out somehow with you and your cat, and there'll be a great message behind it, whatever it is. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thanks. Who else? Verena, go ahead.
Hi, I'm sorry about the cat. That like I felt that's like a stress to not know where your cat is at. I'm sorry about that. I had a very like thank you, Melissa, for the meditation, and hi everybody. Thank you. Um, I saw a moose or an elk come up first, which was very interesting because I've never had that kind of connection before. But then also a little bit later, I received a word about like after the heart connection and everything, and it was just like appearing kind of on the horizon, and it was, but I couldn't like faher intruistic, but I have no idea what it means or what it is, but it was like it was speaking to the connection of how we are all connected. I was like, yeah, it felt really beautiful and really nice, and I'm gonna see if I can get more out of that at some point. But it was like, yeah, like this intricate connection of oneness and how, and I can still see like all the little strings attached to each other and then turning into, I don't know, it was very beautiful and a very strange and new, like so often we see things that we already know, but when there's something coming up that you actually have no concept of yet, where it's
Yeah.
just like opening and you see it, but like you can't quite grasp it because the receptors aren't fully there. So it's like challenging in the best way, I guess. But like, yeah, thank you for that.
Maybe it's calling you towards some newer
Yeah,
awarenesses that aren't quite there yet.
opening, like there's something there that can be explored, kind of.
Oh, that's always exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for sharing, Verena. Maybe you'll get some answers by the end of the call. Love it when that happens. Uh, Reverend Lynn, please go ahead.
Ah, so I don't know why my screen is dark. It's bright here. Um, so I've been preparing for today since yesterday. Today is my biweekly inner and global peace circles. And so I was preparing both information, inspiration, energy. And we already had our first peace circle this morning at 7 a.m. Eastern time. And the energy was, and bringing it into here, so much, so oneness, so synchronized, so precious and healing. It's definitely beyond words, and my gratitude for both the peace circles and for this group is profound and immense. Um, so I will share what the meditation brought. It was pretty interesting and connecting. So, Melissa, as always, thank you. So it started out with this experience of like the shape of being in a rocking, um, being in a U-shaped rocking thing. And then as you were talking, it was morphing into more of a boat. And there were the waters. And there was myself and us navigating in immense amount of waters. There was water everywhere. And yet there was this sense of safety that this boat and our synchronization could ride, even if a tsunami came, our boat had the safety, the coherence of all the good blessings to get beyond it. And so I'm getting chills as I'm saying it. So there was the water, and there was this boat. And then you were mentioning about land and animals. And it brought up a thing about words. As we went to the land, there was a giraffe, and I'm thinking of Verena with the animals, and not knowing what the meanings are, but nonetheless, an animal and a giraffe and a bear and a bird, which I wasn't sure what it was, and at some point I thought it was a blue heron by the land, and the word land was both the the physical land and what it is to land, to come into our lives, into our hearts, into our uh, gifts, purpose, meaning, etc., landing safely and being with the land. So the experience of that was being known. And even before you said anything, my observing essence rose beyond the land, beyond the animals, beyond the earth. And there was this awareness of who we really are. We are not this. We are all of that, all of everything, and all connected.
Wow. So that's pretty immense. How did that feel?
As I said, I started preparing last night for both this and my peace circles, and I do two more peace circles, one at 2 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. So I'm embodied in what it is to experience this synchronization with everyone who shows up and makes time to share our light, because we know it's important. And we know that as our light and our synchronization goes into the collective, into the Akash, into the tapestries, etc., we're making a difference. And so we show up.
In joy and in love and connection, openness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very beautiful. Oh, that was immense. Thanks for sharing, Reverend Lynn. Always profound hearing you speak. Marlene.
Hello. So that was funny because I didn't remember your squirrel, Kevin. But when you brought it up, I was like, oh yeah, there's squirrels. That was a squirrel. So and during the meditation, that was the only animal that really came to the foreground for me, a squirrel. Um, it was in the mountains, so I had a mountain, what do you call that, brook or stream,
A
little
stream. Yeah.
small stream, like really small, not a big one. So really alive, um, bubbly, yeah, fresh, cold. And then the squirrel came, and it has telling you this is like, oh yeah, it has kind of the same energy, like hopping around, doing its thing, collecting whatever it's collecting, and trying to hide it and find it, whatever. And I didn't really receive like an obvious message, like this is it. It was more like, where is it? Where is my message? And and I realized, oh, it's just so maybe it's about the energy that the stream and the squirrel showed. And the other thing was just, oh, I really love to be in the mountains. So maybe just this moment of realizing, oh yeah, wow, this energy, I love that. Maybe there's something to go to, somewhere to go to. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the biggest messages are like the smallest ones.
Yeah.
Oh, how wonderful that you went from and maybe that's the brain, I want something profound kind of thing. And then you let that go and then opened yourself up to the deeper messages that I feel maybe will, like for all of us, really will open up and just not have the brain think what it should be. And then it's like then the whole thing can flood in, like all the messages and all the support. And yeah. Oh, when you talked about the mountain, I mean, it doesn't get bigger than that.
Yeah. The Alps.
Yeah, well, are
Yeah.
you near them?
Yeah, not far, like an hour away. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
closer than we are.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you'll follow your inspiration and see where it takes you.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Thanks for sharing, Marlene.
Thank you.
Ooh, I got a little chill on that one. Annalie, what was your experience?
Um, it was kind of funny because exactly in the nanosecond, Melissa, when you said I was by this lake and I felt really, I was going really deep. And exactly in the nanosecond that you said there's an animal coming up to you, my black cat Noah just jumped up and jumped into my lap. So it was kind of a different feeling because I kind of was both awake with him and deep in the meditation, and he was with me by the lake in the meditation, and he was here on my lap physically.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just different, and I could hardly get out of there of the meditation. I was just hooked.
Yay. Must mean you needed it.
I was in there with you too.
Ah,
I was deep in that meditation. Like really
yeah,
for doing it, sometimes it's hard to because I'm in it, but like I was like, yeah. And I love how the
yeah,
cat came to you and was in there. So like it shows you that you are literally like you're almost like in two timelines or two places. Or cat's with you in the lap and in the
that was
meditation.
kind of what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Multidimensional.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Maybe they were Kevin's spaceship was coming too. We're all going to be on the spaceship together one day.
Yep.
Well, I think we are.
We're on our own right now.
Yeah, it's just a very big spaceship. That's very cool. I love that. Honestly, I mean, that just opened up. Like, I just feel this. Well, it's hard to even put into words. The idea of being multidimensional is so foreign to three-dimensional beings when we're focused into these bodies
Mm,
because we sort of lose that perspective. That's what the meditation kind of allows you to pull out of the focus in the body, and then you start to become back to that multidimensional self. And in that perspective, the way I understand it is that you literally can be everywhere at once, everywhere and anywhere, because there isn't,
yeah.
unlike the human, which has a singular focus, you move up into the non-physical realm and there's no time or space. Everything is here, everything's now. So you literally can see everything or larger selections, and so forth. I'm not using the right words. So that's just what it felt like to me. You reached up to that multidimensional level, and so you could see multiple things happening simultaneously. That's pretty cool.
Mm,
And channeling works like that too. When I have people who start channeling early on, they'll get all these voices in their head, and then they think they're like freaking out, and it's because the entire thought package comes simultaneously because all this
mm.
multidimensional. Anyway, I'm just if that resonates at all, but
Thank
it
you.
sounds exciting.
Yep.
More good stuff coming. Ezra, good to have you back. What's up?
Yeah, hi. It's been a little while, and I'm really glad to be back. I really felt deep in that meditation too. I felt like there were certain parts where it almost sounded like your voice was like coming from underwater, or that I was underwater, like it had that kind of resonance to it. Um, and my body of water was like kind of like this inlet with a waterfall, like of a bigger lake, and um the like first animal like that I heard like a bird, and then there was like a fit little fish that was coming to me, and then um I also wanted to mention because when I first entered the call, Kevin had said that like yesterday was the end of a chapter for him, and yesterday was also the end of a big chapter for me. And for the last like month or a little bit more like has been closing. I've been feeling lots of feelings about it, like circling all of the different like grief and um relief and all of the things. And um, then that just like that really resonated. And then my my cat who is in spirit now kind of came to me, and not for the first time, but it's been a little while. And his name was Serendipity,
Oh,
and
wow.
I would call him Dipper for short. And so like I kind of had like this like dipping under the water, kind of going back and forth feeling. And it just felt like that little inlet was serendipity, like in the meaning of the word, and my cat and my you know, cat who's in the physical is also on my lap too. And that was like why I got her too, because I was like, I really miss you, serendipity. And he was like, okay. I was like, yeah, but I'm still here. But I was like, but I want to cuddle you. And he was like, then you got to get another, you know, you got to get a new one. And so I kind of felt like at the same moment, this like presence between the two of them kind of mingling as well.
Do you
So
think that maybe part of your serendipity is coming through your new cat as well? Maybe a little personality blend?
yeah, absolutely. There are definitely moments where it feels like she's like giving me a message from him, kind of like, like there's definitely like a um siblingy, twinny kind of energy between them. They're both like gray in a very similar way, and that yeah. So I think that's about it.
Wow.
But the the waterfall. I don't know why it didn't like I was under like there were times where I was under it. I'm more of like a bath person than a shower person, but I really had this feeling of like I wanted to be under the waterfall. Um, and it felt like it was helping me like clear all of the last chapter kind of out of me with the water pressure. And I just kind of was left with this feeling of like really gratefulness of uh yeah, gratefulness for and love for the past experience that was closing. Um, I was just smiling when I came out of the meditation. So I really appreciated that.
Oh,
So,
how sweet.
yeah,
That's wonderful. And Melissa, nice job as always. Thanks, Ezra.
thank you so much.
New chapters for all of us. Who else? Robert.
Yeah. Well, you know that old Lovin' Spoonful song, Lost in a Daydream?
Hmm.
I got lost in a daydream, and it was a reliving of something that happened last August. I wouldn't say it was pleasant either, but it's August. And
Hmm.
then the meditation said, go into your heart. I said, oh, that sounds good. I'll go into my heart. And then find some water. It could be this, it could be that. And I said, oh, why look around? I have a pond. I'll go to the pond. I'm looking at my pond. And then I got lost. I mean, I couldn't remember what was going on. But when it was time to come back, I remembered where I went. It was my experience last year. You're talking about, I don't know, multidimensional. I was trying to trim a big bush. It was high. Started from the top, and then I ended up trimming it the bottom. And I was sitting down next to the pond, and it was hot. And I said, oh, you know what? I better get myself up. I'm getting hydrated. And as I got up, I was fainting, like you do sometimes. And that bush is on an edge, which is can get very slippery. And I'm sort of fainting out, and I feel I'm falling, and I was falling. And I hit something. A voice said to me, "You're in the water." I said, "Yeah, I'm in the water. I better get the hell out of here." And opened my eyes. I'm in the pond. And I said, "Oh, this ain't too good." Fortunately, I was pretty close to where the edge was, and I had enough of of myself to grab onto something, pull myself out, and there I was, wet as can be. And I said, wow, imagine what could happen when you go somewhere. And and then Melissa was saying, and now if you're ready to open your eyes, I said, oh, yeah, ready. I said, did I actually go there? Uh, because I'm not really feeling wet. But uh, see, yeah, I was in some altered place, and I was feeling that maybe it was so clear I was in an altered place that it reminded me, about the pond because I was looking at my pond. I can't tell you if I was reliving the experience or remembering the experience, but that's what came out of it.
I wonder if there was some element of resolving the experience.
I don't know. Maybe it's an element that it hasn't been resolved, and that maybe the meditation was a reminder that let the past go. Doing a lot of work lately where the past, I'm saying things like, that's in the past, in expressions, that's behind you. You don't bring that up. It doesn't matter and stuff like that.
Interesting. So maybe this is coming together. As clearly you survived. Here you are. So yay.
Survived twice.
Yeah, twice, right. It's just a reminder that yes, you're that powerful.
Well, it's a reminder that poof, anything can change just like that.
It might
And
fit in with our theme of it's time to start a new chapter. I mean, the old chapter has already been written and done, and now it's might be just the message hidden in deep in that it's time to open your eyes and start writing your new chapter. I don't know. It's just what I got from listening to you.
Well,
yeah,
it's the strangest thing also is that when I was at Lynn's Peace Circle and she was doing a meditation, I did not close my eyes. It's the first time I can remember in the longest time doing a meditation without closing my eyes. I said to myself, you're going to fall asleep if you go in that meditation. Stay awake. And yet, when Melissa started, I was sort of doing that, but she was starting that meditation in like slow motion. She was talking so, oh, I think I'm going to close my eyes for this one.
that
I
sounds
just
good.
wanted to say the groundhog has been talking to me. It comes up, it shows up all the time, and the message, and I drew this for my full moon card too, is it's time to let go. And it showed up again yesterday outside. It has a hole here, but there's multiple ones now because the big one I saw yesterday was ginormous. And then we have little ones and I was like, you keep coming back around to me. You keep coming back around to me, and it's time to let go of things. And that may have a little message for you. And also, I wanted to talk about the giraffe for just a second, too, because when I've done a full moon card reading for the last 3 months in May, June, and July, I have pulled the giraffe card every month. And the giraffe's message is look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And
Stick your head up like a giraffe.
and look at the bigger picture of what everything is around you. And I was like, what a beautiful message for the collective, but also for myself to keep looking at the bigger picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's, boy, we were just talking about that yesterday. Uh, some many months ago, actually beginning of this year, I think, as I'm knowing that 2026 is going to be transitional for me, and boy, has it ever been. I got several awarenesses of how small my vision tends to be, and not just perspective wise, but literally vision wise. I have had vision issues on and off for a couple years now, and I've always been nearsighted. And I didn't realize, actually, we have a messages from the body book. I looked through that. I just happened to come across nearsightedness. You literally develop nearsightedness early in life when you're sort of forced to only look in your little pond. In other words, the bigger world is dangerous. And so you literally, your body morphs itself into just looking at what's in front of you to stay safe. And that was me. You know, I had a lot of abuse in my childhood, physical or emotional abuse. And yet now that's kind of expanding. Sorry, but Robert, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, Melissa's card, it's time to let go. And it's funny, you know, it's expressed like at this time it's time to let go, but it's always time to let go.
Always
It's
time.
the it's the line, time to let go is always.
Yeah.
It's always present, always necessary to let go.
Because it's only now, ever.
And the groundhog's been coming for 2 years. Do you think I got the message now? It only took 2 years to figure it out, and it dug a hole so big this year, like literally through the cement. So we have a cement walk in an old chicken coop that they live under. And one day I see on the other side of the cement this big hole. So this is, and so then my husband puts a brick there, and guess what it does? Builds even more, bigger out, bigger, 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 bigger. And I'm laughing at it now, and I'm just like, for you saying that, Robert, that like just snapped me in the head. Like, it's never stopping because it never does. It's always time to let go. But hey, Melissa, it's 2 years. It's time.
And you're ready now.
And I'm ready now.
Yeah, because you can't make the change until you're ready. It doesn't matter how long the messages
No,
are there.
and I am seeing the bigger picture. So it was like those two couldn't come more perfectly, like, especially the, like, hello.
That's the magic of everything, and what has come out of our last few months is the amount of synchronicities which are showing up. And synchronicity means in that moment that you are in the now moment because you're receiving the guide, the connecting guidance to take you to the next synchronistic moment to move you towards the direction of your desires, which you've been being called towards.
I got to add one more thing. Um, see, why it's time always to let go, because that's a universal thing. In the 3D, well, it's time to leave. It's time to go. Next appointment, time to make the call, time to this. The time means there's a time. There is no time. And that means it's let it go.
Yeah, because otherwise you're attached to the past, and you're still, the higher part of you is always moving forward with the awarenesses you have in every moment. So if you attach to the past, then you're literally creating a rubber band kind of experience, tension, and that becomes the emotional guidance. That the more you are attached, and the other part is moving forward, you drop down emotionally. That's literally what that means. You're stretching and stretching, and the emotions get worse and worse because they're telling you what you just said. Let go, come back in the moment. I actually had that happen, and I'll tell you a little bit about this, what I'm letting go of here in a second. In my dad's apartment, he passed a little over 2 months ago, and I'm the executor of the state. And oh my God, what a lot of work that's been. But clearing out his apartment is one of the things. And it was just about a week ago. I'm standing there in the midst of all the stuff we pulled out of the closets and the drawers, and packing it up, and it's just like, oh, well, I got to sell some of this, I got to pour it back into the estate because, the beneficiaries and all that stuff. And and I heard very clearly, let it all go. Twice I heard it standing there in that bedroom full of stuff. It's like, yeah. And it's come through several times, even in the channeling I did with Melissa the last few times, which has been really beneficial in helping through all this. He kept saying, this is minuscule stuff. Okay, so you sell a table for a few $100s, or it's like, it's all old stuff, and somebody might get value. We donated a lot of stuff, but we didn't sell anything. It was just like, yeah, because the millions and billions of dollars and abundance and love and joy and everything else that represents that frequency are on the other side of that door. They're waiting for us to catch up with that. But again, just what you said, Robert, the attachment to like, oh, I should. And oh, by the way, this is my dad's energy here. And the old childhood Kevin comes back. It's like, oh, I better do it right. Like, oh, he's going to be angry at me. Well, he's not here. And who cares if he is angry? If he was here, he was 95 years old. He never hurt me physically, but he was just emotionally a huge bully. That's what I had to get through with all of this. Facing the beginning of these 2 months since he passed, the first part of it was the family was all split up, divided. Everybody's got their shit going on, and going into that dense, dark apartment, all these reminders on the wall and the furniture stuff I grew up with, he still has. He has stuff from his dad. It's just all this old, dense energy. And I literally started having I started grieving my childhood. I realized the childhood I didn't have because I was always supporting everybody else, specifically him, just to be sure he wouldn't be exploding about something or the other. It just all kind of had to come up. That's been part of this whole purging process. Like you're saying, Robert, you face the thing, let it come up, let it come up, let it come up, because it's the suppressing of it which keeps it active. The more we move into the now moment and let it come up, then you go through the emotion of it. That's not pretty, but then you get to the other side of it and the lightness that comes from it. And so I really pushed myself to get the support and go through it, and to get this apartment closed, to get stuff out of there and get it off of my responsibility plate. Because I mean, really, I can't tell you how enormous it was from a stuff standpoint. And the family came together. Like the three other people who were directly involved, everybody's now talking to each other again. We're all enjoyed the process. Everybody came over on Wednesday and Tuesday of last week, or earlier this week, and we just boxed and bagged and threw stuff out. It was just like this immense healing that occurred. And then the salvage company came Thursday for about 3 hours, I think. Literally just carried everything out, donated a bunch of stuff, which we'll get receipts for, took everything else to the junk pile, and we had to pay him some money, and who cares? Because it's done. I gave the keys back yesterday to the apartment complex, and it's done, it's done, it's done. There's still some executor things which I'll have to wade through in the next few weeks and months, but who cares? And I feel so clear and empowered now as an individual, as knowing who I am, that I can move through anything, even something that much of my childhood, which was just pushed into my face. So I'm incredibly grateful for that experience. And of course, I had Suzanne's support along the way, all along the way. And we've both grown as a result. And like I said, the family has come together. But it's just, the biggest thing I learned was face into whatever the challenge is, lovingly embrace it, let it go, move through it to the other side, which is still the now moment. And it's funny how quickly the synchronicities came up to move all that stuff out. Even finding this one company who would take things to donations and to the junkyard at the same. I mean, it's just like it couldn't have been a better synchronicity. But if I had still been hanging on to that, like, oh, I got to sell this plate for $5, or I got to, somebody might want this thing, someplace on the planet, so I better hang on to it and get it to. Oh no, it'll get where it needs to get. I'm not the manager of everybody's vibration. I'm the manager of mine. When I manage mine, then I become better for me, better for everybody. So
and I'm so grateful too. Trust me.
Yeah, boy, boy.
It was very, very difficult, and I've never been in such honestly filthy apartment, overloaded with stuff that years grime and all this stuff. So that was very difficult for me. My body started hurting all over the place. I mean, for the last 3 weeks, it's been hurting. And then out of a beautiful little synchronicity, Kevin for years has been looking for a chiropractor that resonates. They resonate and feel like this is the one I want to work with. And of course, it all worked out because our holistic MD, he's happened to see and asked, who do you recommend? Kevin went and he came back and he said, I love this guy. And I've never heard him say, I love this guy on any doctor.
Particularly a doctor, yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
The energy, he's literally an energy worker. He's like part massage, part chiropractor, intuitive, like, and I don't really have a lot of aches and pains. There's just a few places that have built up over
I'm older, so I have lots of aches and pains from that experience. But I know that my body's speaking to me. And then when you found the chiropractor, and he's done, like everyone, new patients usually wait 3 or 4 weeks to get in. And thought to myself, I'll just call. I might as well, even if it's September. And I called and they had a cancellation and I got in and I'm seeing him this week, Tuesday. So I said, thank you, universe. Another little synchronicity just working out and working out. It was amazing. And then at one point before all the family came together right that last week and started actually talking with each other, everybody was always saying, we don't care about any of the stuff. We don't care about any of the knickknacks. So I sat there like a good little doobie trying to do my perfectionist thing and wrapped a lot of these crystal things that he had on a china cabinet so perfectly, like, oh, these are perfect. And I'm wrapping them, I'm all proud, I'm getting them in because somebody's going to value them. And then when the movers came, the hauling away thing, and we had labeled them, even with a nice little label, fragile, they would pick these boxes up and bam onto and I heard one box just everything breaking.
Clink,
I had to
clink,
let it
clink.
go. I just had to let it go because it doesn't matter. It's a reminder to me, like, I still was in the mode of, let me see if I can please somebody else and wrap these perfectly, and somebody else who likes old junk, not me. It's such a learning thing, and I can't wait to get to the chiropractor and experience that and then start my new chapter of my health is my wealth and nothing else matters because
That's right.
I'm 79. I want to live the rest of my life on this earth healthy, happy, and strong. And, it was a new chapter for us. This is why when he put that, I thought, yeah, we're both starting a new chapter.
It's only going to get better.
And I even made a decision, which I didn't think I'd ever make. I've been writing for this women's magazine for years, since 2017. And I thought when I was journaling, like, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What is going on? You'd think I would know at my age, but every year is another experience and another now moment. And I got the message, it's time to stop. It's time to stop writing for the magazine. I don't like the deadlines. I don't like the themes they kind of want us to write around. I just want to write because I want to write. And it wasn't easy saying goodbye to them, but I actually let them know that it was time for me to start a new chapter in my own writing experience. And maybe I'll get that book published now that I don't have that deadline hitting me, or something else will open up. But
it'd be fun. Yes, that's what.
Yes, I just want it to be fun with no deadlines, just because I want to do it for me and I want to share it with others. And I'm an uplifter, however that unfolds. It doesn't have to be that I'm a writer for that magazine, which was my definition. Because, when you're retired, somebody says, what do you do? Oh, I'm a writer. Because you always want to have something to define yourself. I don't have to define myself. I know who I am, and I know it's all spirit. And it's a beautiful little, wonderful knowing to know that that's really all there is about me and this body and everything else. That's just something we're traveling in right now on planet Earth. So let's just embrace who I really am. I don't have to be a writer. I don't have to be this. I don't have to be, I can just have to be me. Not
Just
even
be
have
you.
to. I just want to be me. So
What everybody
anyway.
wants anyway.
Yeah. That is. Don't you want to just be me and not worry about everybody else's, what they're thinking about you? Yeah.
Yay. And to put a nice fine point on us, I just see that Chrissy says, thankfully, my husband found our cat while on this call.
Oh, fantastic.
That is the power of letting go.
And
right?
Power of group.
You can't find something when you think it's lost.
Yeah, that's
even
so
if it's
true.
sitting right in your lap. And she says, she came to me in the meditation, and then just a few minutes later, my husband came to tell me she was out of the wall. Just wanted to update the group since I shared that she was stuck. Well, that's the power. So, Chrissy, don't underestimate the power of your ability to let go and to come into alignment and allow the energy to flow.
I'm getting chills. That's just, I keep saying that's amazing. That's real. This is what we are. And connection now is so important. Connecting with, I was going to say like-minded souls, but more like energy. We really are all one. And just that beautiful. Thank you, Chrissy, for sharing that. I
love what Ezra just said. Says, "Wow, I'm relieved. I feel like you voicing it on this call amplified the call for her, and she heard it."
Oh, wow.
That
gives
me chills.
Yeah, we were all in a love space, and they felt the cat. Yeah. The cat showed us all. The animal again. The animal again comes through to show.
I'm going to have the cat lead the next call.
Everybody seems to have a cat here.
They're
Let
already
me.
all on the call with us.
Yeah,
That's what
they sure
everybody
are.
has to like. They're here with us all the time.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great news. Great news. All right, let's keep moving here so we get our second meditation in. Rev Lynn, go ahead. Do you want to say something? And then Marlene, and then we'll drop in.
Wow. Wow. So my original idea was, and I will get there, is to just piggyback on what Rob shared. Um, I would love for the two of you to come and help me declutter my house.
You couldn't pay me enough money to do that again.
I get it. But what's so funny also in the area of too much of too much and too much and the need to let go is just how this morning, being it's a new month and I've got the peace circles and I have our time together, how the going down into our basement where there was a major flood years ago and everything that was finished went into either the dumpster or it's down there like a giant closet. Not that there isn't stuff in other rooms, but that's like the foundation. And it occurred to me as I went down to get something out of the freezer that there's nothing to hold on to. Exactly what you were sharing. It's absolute rightness and time and everything to get rid of all this stuff so that we can use the space because it's a large enough space. And we used to have gatherings here and we haven't. So that was rather incredible. And the cat, oh my God. There's a cat here in Pennsylvania who needs a home. And it's a very active young cat. It's spayed. It's a female. And if you or anybody you know wants this cat, please let me know. It's not our cat. It's somebody else's cat. I got pictures of the cat. But I wanted you to see this because when Rob was talking about this pond and him falling in the pond, you have no idea the significance of that. And it had been in the past. So I hadn't been thinking about it or that it was last August, but I want you to see so you have an understanding. Hold on. That this pond is.
That's
Can,
good.
okay, this is
That's good.
this is from the other end of the pond. I can't. Something's with my Zoom, so no matter what I'm doing, it kind of moves.
It's showing up.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
so
see it.
this is a very large dirt pond. Very large dirt pond with different heights, and it's a dirt pond, so it's got stuff you could get your feet stuck in it if you. And once he did, he was in once before for a different reason. So I was in the house when this happened, doing whatever I was doing, and he's out there cutting in a very hot day, and I had no idea that he fainted and went, I don't know, was it head first? Maybe into this pond. I had no idea. It wasn't, and he had no phone. I don't know exactly how it was. He
So what
came,
happened then?
he somehow or other he reached me. So maybe after he climbed out, there was a phone. I don't remember. It was so bizarre, so multi-dimensional strange that this happened to him because yes, when we faint, we're not in the same dimension and whatnot. And the fact that he didn't die,
He wasn't ready to go. His soul said,
he
"There's
well, he
something
had
to
more to
learn from
do.
this."
He had more to do.
Yeah, and here he is.
And but the whole experience of what happened that day and how he survived and how, I had no idea was very, very, very significant.
Clearly, clearly. Maybe you found a new level of connectivity that you hadn't had before,
Well, maybe it was
multidimensionally.
some kind of a telepathic thing because I'm noticing now there's so much more with myself and others and just
Yes.
everything. But I wanted to impress the significance of what could have very easily happened.
Yeah, and yet it didn't. And so, as you said, there's means there's more. And so, and so now we can let go of the significance of that experience and use the benefit, the awareness that came from it, and shoot into the future more bright and more excited, more connected. You guys are
Yes.
both multidimensional beings. There's no question about it. I'm just kind of excited here to see where you guys take this new awareness.
At any moment, there's multiple timelines and multiple
Always.
opportunities. And this was the one that was to be.
Yeah. Yay. Thanks for sharing, Lynn. Appreciate it. Appreciate both of you guys. And Marlene, and then we'll get to our meditation. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. It just occurred to me because you were talking about this new chapter and letting go and the process of letting go of old stuff from your dad. But anyway, and I was just doing that today. So I just quickly show you the mess on the floor.
Oh.
And this is actually part of an artwork I did years ago. And I was keeping it, and it's actually, I did art back then that was significant, meaningful, but so heavy, coming out of tragic and whatever happened to me or someone else. And I just felt like I had a conversation with my daughter the other day about being an artist and what it is for me to be an artist. And then somehow we came to, but she was, but do you want to do art where you have to go through hard feelings, like hard emotions, like tough emotions? And I was like, no, I don't. And I was like, of course I don't. Why am I keeping this stuff? And so it was really suddenly clear to just let it go. And that's what I'm doing. So it's amazing to have this reflection here in this group. And so I'm really
you're inspiring me to let go of the stuff in my office. I've been writing for years. Like, I don't need that old stuff. Like, okay, the challenge is
That's right. We all got these challenges now. It's like we're definitely co-creating this
so
forward.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Marlene. And think of the art that's going to come out of you and other creativity now as a result of letting that sort of anchor that was supportive at the time. Clearly, you needed to purge through the art, which is all perfect,
Yeah.
But man, it just feels like it's going to be so much lighter and brighter and connected to source. And that's why some of the works like the Picassos and the Rembrandts and so forth, and music and so forth, that's from long ago still resonates today, is because it was done from a place of pure source connection. Every stroke, every color, every note was done directly flowing from source. And so that source is impressed on that piece of work. That's what you're heading towards, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I already do that, but I was kind of holding on to that other stuff as if that was more, for arts people, it's more whatever. I had this idea, but it's actually, I already do more color and just flowing through me. And so it's all good.
Right, it's all good. Congratulations, and thanks for
Thank
sharing.
you.
Hey. Melissa, real quick.
Sorry, just wanted to say if you guys are interested and want to do any more of this next Saturday, I'm going to hold a call. I'm letting go of my own, and I'm going to have my own call. It is going to be called the Love Guided with Animals. And it's going to be similar to this, doing some meditation, going deeper into animals. It's going to be on the 8-8 portal next, the Lion's Gate. And so I don't have the link yet because I didn't get it created exactly before the call. So I wanted to be more present here than worrying about having that right. Letting go. And so I will put the information in the chat what I have, but just look if you're interested in joining. It'll be the same time next on 8/8 at 10 a.m. And we'll go more deeper into animals and love and all of this kind of telepathy stuff. So,
and it's a free call, right?
And it's free. Yes, yes, it's definitely free. And
reach out to Melissa. I'm sure she'll be posting it on her page.
Yes, and in some of the telepathy groups too. And so if it sounds anything you want to do, kind of like I said, we're doing here, maybe a little more in depth. And I may do a little channeling on there too. So if your animal comes to you and you have a question for it, I'm feeling called to do a little channeling with that also. And so I just wanted to say this before we got going with the last call, because I know sometimes we go deep into those after the next round too. And so I just wanted to put that out there.
Thanks for offering that to the group.
Thank you.
Alrighty then. Let's drop in again here and see how much farther we can take this. And as you, I think all know, I'll just drop in here real quick and nothing to do, nothing to accomplish. Just see how open we can get. And let's start. So, nothing to do, no effort required, just relaxing and allowing, getting settled in, nice and easy. And we close our eyes, we take a nice deep breath in, and we hold it, and then let it go. Breathing all the way out of our lungs. And in again. And as we breathe out any tension that's left, anything that's ready to be let go of. One more time. And as we let go, we drop into the now moment, stepping way out of time and space, into the here, into the now, into the body, feeling so present and grounded, connected to the earth, while open to the higher dimensional realms simultaneously. Each slow, deep breath takes us deeper, raising our frequency by surrendering to the natural ebb and flow that wants to take us a little higher, floating up above the veil between physical and non physical, third dimensional and higher dimensional. The more we connect in with the higher self, the more we can live heaven on earth from both perspectives simultaneously, physical and non physical, for that's what we came to do. Open up to the flow, the intense and immense love from Source, while expressing it through physical form. And we reach out to whoever we want to speak with, or we just open up and invite them to speak with us, connect with us. Sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and feeling all are one. And as my voice drops away for a few minutes, just see where we go. Time to bring ourselves back into our bodies. Come on back into the present. You're in the room. Reconnect with the wholeness of your being. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Wow. That was powerful. Yeah, being guided just to share a little synchronicity that happened through my dad's place. And the story came back of synchronicities, and I got this emotional response here, so I got to share it. So one of the things we found at his place was this firebox, big firebox, which I thought, well, that I want that. So, but we couldn't get the key to work. And then Suzanne figured out what was wrong. We got the key to work. And so first synchronicity. And so I said, okay, let's take him home and see if there's another key. Cause he had a box of keys. He had an envelope of keys and some keys inside of envelopes with keys. And he didn't get rid of anything. And there's writing all over the envelopes it's just incredible. So I was saying, there's got to be another key. And so, in that process, before I brought it back home, there was a little ring box empty sitting on one of the credenzas. And I thought, well, I had ignored it for weeks. And then suddenly it said, pick me up. So I grabbed it, put it in my pocket, and brought it home as well. So I'm looking for keys. So I'm emptying everything out. And there's a small envelope inside the big envelope, a bunch of stuff scratched out. And I'm thinking, okay, there's a couple of things. I shake it out, and there's this little tiny ring in there, a little gold band, and it's got a paper clip on it. Oh, well, that's weird. He wore a pinky ring, but I know it wasn't his. And so I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's somebody else's ring. And then I see there's an inscription on the inside, and it's from my dad to my mom in 1959. This was her wedding band before she passed. And then I looked at and Suzanne says, oh, yeah, and there's you just brought home this little ring box. And we're going to give it to our granddaughter to play with. Look inside, there's an inscription. The place that the ring box came from is her hometown in Nebraska. This was the ring box for that ring. And that ring had been lost. My sister had been looking for it for years. And so it was like, oh my God. And as soon as I saw those together, it's like I had this whole chill go through me, this emotional connection. And it was my mom coming through. And she used to come through all the time when I was first doing this kind of work. We get drive-by channeling. So we could be at a psychic fair, and she'd come through one of the psychics as I'm walking by. And she had a really powerful energy. And I've lost that connection. And this brought it back. And so now, and Melissa even said in our last channeling section, maybe this is something you got to put on a gold chain or something and keep with you, because it opens up that heart connection. And so all those synchronicities led me to finding this messenger for me. So I was inspired to share that. So that's what came through the meditation for me. Whew. So how about you guys? Verena, go ahead.
That's really beautiful and powerful, and I'm glad you found that ring and that it's there with you to open. I can literally feel it opening something, and that's very beautiful. I also had a bit of an opening. I tried to go back to the word that I saw earlier, and it turned into kind of like this zipper of like zipping up the sky. And I asked, like, is there a message? And the message was freedom. And so kind of like the zipping up of the sky and like opening up. And then I felt like how this energy can move into us, like each one of us, and how, like, if really we start to embody our sovereignty, like, because that is something that I've been thinking about very much in the last week, and I've been writing a long text as well about this, like, shift into ourselves, because that is where our power is, and how all of, like, even the clouds, like everything that we see is kind of a distraction from ourselves. And so with the sky zipping up and this energy shifting into our bodies, it's like going where it belongs, in a way of, like, because so much of what we've been doing is reacting to the outside world instead of creating from the inside. And when this, because the energy has been hanging there, kind of like distracting us, calling us, moving us. And so when it moves back into ourselves, and now like things are falling down. Yeah, like a picture just fell from the wall. So yeah, like, and how this energy is basically moving back into us, and I feel that that's connected to the 8-8 portal as well, of like this energy shifting into us. And I saw a little bit of that in the meditation that was just
Wow.
coming in.
Wow. You have such big visions, Verena. It's really amazing to me. I think of how many people, as you flow that energy to and through you and out, how many people are going to benefit from that pure alignment that you have. Thanks for sharing that. And Melissa, go ahead.
Well, today I had a bear stop by and say hello, and you're doing very well. I laughed because I thought, are you kidding me right now? But also, Jaden, Lori was on the call earlier, and Jaden came through because she had a new puppy, and she asked me earlier if pets come in with with expectations, and so she's trying to figure out what to name the dog. And what Jaden told me was that he wants to be a part of naming the dog also. So to use the letter board, but also for her and him to sit quietly and connect telepathically to help pick out the new puppy's name. And so he was telling me to thank you for telling my mother this, because he really wanted to be a part of helping out with this new puppy and coming up with a name for it, and for letting his mother know this. And so I am excited to see what happens and what the puppy's name is. And Jaden and Lori come up with a name for the puppy. So it was nice to chat with him. He's a nonverbal non-speaker. And so that was pretty neat. I haven't talked to Jaden in quite a while, so it was nice to chat with him and relay that message.
Maybe
I'll relay that to her.
Maybe the door is opening up even more now to talk with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Very cool. And then I saw Chrissy says, during the meditation, my nonverbal son came to me and said I need to slow down and pay attention more. Very relevant to me. And he showed himself writing questions on a piece of large white paper to narrow down my thoughts and help focus in on a topic. Yeah, that's a great idea. I do that sometimes, so I can be more in the moment. Also wanted to share that twice a day prior to the cat getting stuck in the wall, I thought about her getting stuck. And I said it out loud to two people because I was concerned about the wall being left open. Yeah, interesting how guidance was coming to us. Yeah, I feel like this is a great example of the power of our thoughts. Just wanted to briefly share that. Yeah, and so that's part of this whole learning to trust and open up to the guidance. It's a big part of what I've been on. The synchronicities can only happen when we hear the guidance and then act on it. And a lot of the times, my early days of doing this work, I shared before, I'd hear voices in my head before I knew that that's what it was. And I'd argue with them. And I'd talk myself out of all these guiding messages from my higher self because my brain knew better. So the secret is not only to hear them, but to act on them. And so it sounds like there's a big message there for Chrissy about this, how she's already clearly acknowledging and acting on the messages, and one of the messages is to show up here too. So, all right, Brina, thanks. So excellent. And then let's see, Ezra, and then I think we'll probably wrap up for today. Go ahead.
Mine's pretty quick. But yeah, I had a experience of like flying out through a door and like into the sky. And when I did, there was a like this has happened to me before. I don't know if anybody here experiences like or is feels like the has heard dropping in, like as far as like getting into the body or met like in the
Yeah,
subconscious kind
channeling
of
state, so to speak.
yeah.
Presence, yeah.
And I've oh, okay. And this one felt like really like when I went up into the sky, like I also like felt this dropping in and it felt like the shelf like it felt like a shelf. Like I got an image of a shelf like on under the ocean and then like a big drop type of thing. And I felt like dizzy. Like I felt like when you go on a roller coaster and you go boom like down really fast.
Yeah.
And I just kind of stayed there for a second. I was like, wow, like to stabilize. And then you started talking again. And I was like, oh, at first I was like going to experience like I was like, what am I gonna find here? Type of thing. Um, which I also felt like a little bit was my um logic brain trying to save me from the feeling because it was like disorienting for a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like the question coming through was like me kind of going like, oh, what's happening here? And then when you started talking again and bringing us out of it, I was realizing that the feeling was the message, right? Like that is like like 'cause it left me right there. It just said, "This is this feeling." So I just felt like I felt it like in different increments and smaller increments before, but this was like a really big one. It felt like my stomach,
Nice.
like dropped.
Yeah, yeah. Well, from my experience working with people who step into channeling, that's essentially what you did. The disorientation, dizziness, sometimes people even get nauseous when they suddenly release a big piece of whatever they were holding on to, and their energy shifts quickly up. But the body is dense 3D energy, and so it
Mhm.
takes time to release toxins and to relax and to move up to match the new frequency. So in that period, it's disorienting. It's quite normal, and it's when you're going through the ascension process quickly, and how exciting that when you feel yourself drop into that present now moment, no thought, but just pure presence, like what you're saying, you are in the channeling state, and at that point, you can open up to any consciousness, any stream, anything that you want. My invitation is if it calls to you, I mean, to me, it felt really strong as you were describing it. If it calls to you, then do it again, do it again, do it again. And you might suddenly start receiving messages. And it may sound like it's your head, your logic brain,
Mhm.
as you said, trying to say, oh, I'm just going to pretend like you're trust it because it'll feel good and
Yeah.
record it, write it down if you want, talk into a recorder if that inspires you again. But to me, this is you just described what this is all about. It's making that connection. Thank you for sharing
Nice.
that, Ezra. I'm very
Thank you
inspired right
for
now as a
hosting.
result of this. All right, what a great way to end the call. My goodness. Uh it's like it never stops getting better. And you guys, because you guys bring it every time. Your hearts are opening, you're connecting more and more, which we co-create, we co-inspire, and what an example for the rest of the planet, for those that we interact with and touch. It's like you can do this too. Everybody can do this. What a great planet it's going to be to live on as more and more people get this idea. Just it's simple, profound, and it's why we're here. So, anyways, I just appreciate you guys so much. So thanks for joining us today. Namaste. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Love all you guys so much, and
Love you
see you
guys.
next time.
Love
Bye
you
for now.
Thank
too.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.